All right, and I'm on. Good. Okay. Well, good to see you. It's been a couple of weeks. Like I said last week, I just because of the holidays and everything, I just did not get my timetable set up, and I actually have to go back on Monday. So at least hopefully this weekend I'll start getting shifted that way for I guess the rude awakening on Monday morning, having to go into work. So anyways, great to see you guys. I'll wait a little bit longer before I start into the History Heroes trivia, that's for sure. And good to see you, Harro Bosma, because I know you mentioned that you weren't sure if you were going to be able to pop on. I don't know if you're on exactly right now, but you did say that you were going to pop on shortly. I know you were saying that you had some. Good morning, Hissy Cat Studio. Nice to see you. We're obviously just starting up here. And Harro Bosma. So I know that you said that you were going to have some friends over, but thank you so much for giving me as much information as you did about. I'm not sure how you guys say it, but I watched a video on it, and they called it Essen Spiel, where you went to. But when I went to the website, it says Spiel Essen. So I don't know if that's the way Germans into English or something, but the channel that I was watching about the convention you went to there last week, Essen Spiel, was from Czech Gamers Experience, CGE or something, whatnot, but looked amazing. So I'll wait a little bit longer. I don't want to get straight off into the History Heroes trivia thing, even though certain people are so far ahead, it's in points, it's not funny, like Meandering Mike. So please let me know what you've been up to. Anyways, like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. Of course, I know what Harro Bosma has been up to. Yes, there you go. It's a big Czech producer. Okay, hi. Well, great to see you, Harro Bosma, live. And so I'm going to, well, you know what? I will start a little bit with the History Heroes trivia thing. Meandering Mike, great to see you. Euro games mainly. Okay, Harro Bosma, I know. When I was watching their YouTube thing on Essen Spiel, and when we go, I did pop all your text, or most of your text that you gave me, and I put it into a PowerPoint thingamajig so I can pop it up on there, and hopefully that'll at least guide me that way. But then I also ahead of time went on to BGG, and with all the games that you mentioned, kind of linked them in. So hopefully it'll have them on my side there for the profile. So when we can go and pop over, because let's be honest, Harro Bosma, 99.9% of the games you mentioned, I don't have a clue what they, a lot of them are World War II or past or whatever. Look fascinating, but I'm sure a lot of the other people here will be like, oh yeah, I know that game or this game. But there was that one piece of news that we'll get to that you mentioned that just knocked my socks off when I found out about when you found out about just the amount of designers that you got to talk to. Anyways, we'll get to it. So let me pop in the first clue for the History Heroes trivia thing. Like I said, please let me know what you've been up to, for goodness sakes. It's been a couple of weeks. I do want to go quickly, though, before we get off to your stuff there, Harro Bosma, about Essen Spiel. And in a weird way, this perhaps could be the easiest live stream I've had to prepare, because you did most of my work for me. I was just like, okay. I mean, it was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in much of normal stuff, if you want to call it that, because of just the amount of material you popped into me. Josh Davis, hello, McClellan. How are you doing? Josh Davis, super nice to see you. I think this is potentially your first time on here, so great. Super nice to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. So anyways, we're just about to do, I don't know if you know about it, any clue whatsoever, you get a point. So what we do is, I've gone way back when I purchased a deck of trivia cards from the World War I Museum and Memorial store, and it's just a bunch of trivia things. So we just give it. I just give a bunch of clues, and whoever gets it, we get points, kind of thing. It's just for fun. All right, here we go. So I'm going to pop in the first thingamajig here. And I think this is going to be probably a pretty quickie. Oh my gosh, nice to see you, Hex to Hex. So we're just about to start the trivia thing here, and away we go. Charles Latora, morning. Sorry I'm late. My ex-wife's car got egged on her way back, real late from one of her all-day casino trips. I wonder if egged, I don't know, is that a euphemism for getting dinged or something? Because in my world, egged, and it is around Halloween time, which means, but usually you only egg houses if they don't hand out treats. At least that's the way we used to in my kids. So anyways, remember, you get 1 point even for guessing if you want to give it a shot here. So here's the first one, and then I'll pop it into the banners as well. In 1914, my wife and three children, and three daughters, should have said died in a fire. Only my son survived. I think he meant literally egged, Josh Davis says. Okay, and Meandering Mike says actual eggs. Okay, so you guys got the same stuff as here. And like I said, I'll pop it in the banners, so you can see that. Boink. And like I said, I want to go very quickly with just a few things that I mentioned that I noticed. You have four children? No, Josh Davis. I have only one child that I know of, Zoe, my daughter, who will be 30 at the end of November, which is pretty cool. So no, this I don't know if you're cluing into. So when I said in 1914, well, obviously, if I was around then, that's impressive. In 1914, my wife and three daughters died in a fire. Only my son survived. So that's a clue kind of thing, if you want to call it that, of the person that I'm looking for who or what am I in World War I. And like I said, even, well, you know what? Sorry if that was a riddle. Okay, Josh Davis. Well, it doesn't matter. You still get a point anyways, because you, in a weird way, you guessed. That's the way I'm looking at it. So I want to go very quickly with a few things that I noticed in the past couple of weeks, because, and it also ties in, I don't know if we'll ever get to it, the movie that, well, I will mention it, and it is in the links. Like I said, everything is I popped it in the links, even if I don't get to talk about the stuff, because I was like, I'll screw this. I'm not going to start trying to select. I'll just put in everything. I did mention this movie a few months ago, or a few live streams ago. It was, and I was watching it on Tubi. It was, it's called Brothers in Blood or something. It was the dubbed version of a Serbian, I'm not sure if it was made in Serbia, but it's Hissy Cat Studio. Says, you mean you're not 109 years old? No. As far as I know, I'm not. I'm not sure if it is a Serbian film, but on Tubi it was free, and it was dubbed. I prefer not to watch dubbed films if I can get away with it. I mean, obviously, sometimes I have no choice. And I just didn't get into it. There was just wasn't into it. Anyways, last week, YouTube recommended, as you know, hey, you seem to be into World War I or whatever, and it said, hey, you may want to watch this movie, Peter the First, and it was the non-dubbed version of the movie I wanted to watch, and it is spectacular. It's over 2 hours long. I just finished watching it last night. It is. And this is the neat thing is, because in 1915, what's happening right now, it's tying in big time. It also helped me massively with something we'll mention on that happened in the past 2 weeks. And that's about Allied troops landing in Salonika. And I was like, I think I'd mentioned this a few live streams ago as well. I couldn't understand for the life of me, and I kept looking for it. I'd only seen it once on one reference of it, that very early on, that there was French were supplying, like bringing ammunition to the Serbs via Salonika. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? Because I couldn't find any other reference for it. And I was still looking around. Anyways, last night or the night before, maybe it was last night, watching the movie, and because I had to serialize it. There's no weapon where I can watch 2 hours and 12 minutes in one chunk. And then there's a whole huge scene of King Peter on the horn talking to all the diplomats, like via the telegram and whatnot, trying to get ammunition, all of the sneaky little ways, like talking to one side saying, hey, by the way, Russia has agreed to send us ammunition, but we need to figure out a way of paying it. France, can you send us some money? Doing all the like a shell game almost kind of a thing. And then I went, oh my God, that's exactly, now I can see how that whole precipitated getting the supplies towards there. Maybe it was a cry for help from the Serbians. And again, I don't know. There's something else I have to pop into. But that was one big chunk. Watching that movie, I was like, oh, thank you so much. I've been trying to figure out how this all popped in here. Josh Davis, is this a famous World War I person? Can we get a nationality? No, I cannot give you a nationality. You're going to have to figure that out yourself. But I'll give you another clue. Hold on here. Here's another one. Here's the newest one. I was nicknamed Blackjack after my command of an African American regiment, and I'll pop it in the comments for you as well, Josh Davis and everybody else, the second clue. But I think that second clue probably gives you a good idea of his nationality, I would assume. So there we go. Boom! Meandering Mike does it. I mean, come on. I knew somebody was going to get it pretty darn quick. So there you go. Yes, Charles Latora, I'm going to give you some, trust me, man. I'll chalk it up to if the internet is a bit slower in California. How's that? I'll say that, and I'll still give you some points. Okay, so hold on here. I'm going to get rid of the banners. I'm starting to clue in about that. And Josh Davis, I couldn't type that. If you knew it, it doesn't matter. You know what? Like I said, it's not like I'm there's any winnings here or anything. So I'll give you tons of points. Here, I'm going to go and share the picture, so that way we can go through the clues, and then I can go to the History Heroes trivia. Quickly go through the chronology, and then we'll get the Harro Bosma's Essen Spiel thing, and take a look at the games. And oh my gosh, and all the designers that you got to talk to. It's like, holy cow. Oh yeah, by the way, I talked to this guy from VUCA and so on and so forth. I'm like, holy moly. Anyways, here we go. So I'm going to share the picture. That's right. Okay, I've got it up already, so that's great. Share the screen. It's a window. Blink. Josh Davis, hold on. I was told each point is 1,000 Canadian dollars. Yes. Okay. Which converts to, if I was using the old Ard Wolf counter clipping show currency converter, I'd give you about 5 cents. So there you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll put it up more. So I think if I put it into the, if I do it this way, view, display options. There we go. So hopefully you guys can see that better. So John Pershing, 1860 to 1948. I was commander of the American Expeditionary Force in World War I. Hopefully you guys can see this. I led over 2 million American troops to fight in Europe in World War I. For the love of God, I hope you guys can see that and not seeing my just me. I was nicknamed Blackjack after my command of an African American regiment. I insisted American troops fought as an independent army alongside the Allies. In 1918, I let Marshal Foch command my troops to protect Paris. And along with George Washington, I'm the only 6-star American general. And in 1914, holy Christ, my wife and 3 daughters died in a fire. Only my son survived. Bloody hell. Okay, I'm going to stop that now. Good. I will say this, and I haven't got into it yet, but Meandering Mike says window is visible. Thank you. This General Pershing is going to be an interesting person to find out about. Yet again, he seems like the other troops that I've, or the other commanding officers that I've seen, going, no, I want to have my American troops, like my troops, independent. Thank you very much. Same things that the Canadians were doing, but of course they had much less choice of it than what? I'm no longer visible? There. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, good. So yeah, I don't want you to see the picture anymore. So hopefully you can see the normal stuff. Thank God. And anyways, and then on the flip side, I was looking at some, darn it, actually, I lent out the magazine last week to my stepfather. It was about another look at General Pershing and whatnot. I'm just trying to sucker him into looking at World War I stuff. Anyway, so I'm just going to quickly go through the chronology, and then off we go to the Harro Bosma thing. Because, and like I said, it'll be from 2 weeks ago, and I did a lot of, hopefully, a little bunch of star things. So remember, on the 5th, like I said, it's just things to start clicking into my head of what's been going on or whatever. So the attack on Luce and the Champagne region there, it's still going on. I think it's has died down by now, October 14th-ish. But on the 5th of October, the British attack north of Luce and French attack in Champagne is indecisive. I don't know where this is. I'm going to have to look it up. But on the Eastern Front, it says Lissingen, I guess a general, I think a German general, gains around 25 miles, which is about 40 kilometers or 2 hexes in Der Weltkrieg terms, east of Lutsk. I'd like to find out a bit more about that. On the 5th of October, the Riga front is active. So you just realize how far northeast the Austro-Germans have moved. Well, Germans up there, but you get the idea. On the 6th of October, the Romanians started fortifying multiple positions. So we all know what that means. Southern Front, on the 1st of October, the concentration of Austro-German forces along the Serbian frontier. Yeah, that movie of the Peter I there the last night, the big chunk of it was, I'm really amazed with that movie. Because I was like, oh God, it's going to be a slow part of like the whole exodus through the mountains and everything. It is impressive. And it's I don't know how they managed to do this yet again with this movie. It's, I think, what, 5, I think you're looking at, basically there's like 5 characters, 5 protagonists, essentially, which I thought was pretty, I mean, 5 characters driving the movie along, which I thought was pretty neat. Obviously, Peter I is the biggie, but there's other ones too. Josh Davis, I personally don't like Pershing because he ordered troops to keep fighting after the armistice was announced before it took effect, and the USA took casualties they didn't need to, I think there. Josh Davis, was a congressional inquiry afterwards, of course, basically nothing came from it. Ooh. Yeah, you know stuff that I don't know about yet, so this is going to be yeah, hopefully it'll click into my head later on, and you're still around so we can still talk about it when we get to that point. What else here? Yep, on the 3rd of October, concentration of Bulgarian forces. The 4th of October, artillery action along the Belgrade-Save front. I guess I think some river. Allied troops land in Salonika. There we go. Yep, and Bulgarians are moving along, moving under German officers. So you know what that means. It's not just they're getting tips. And so on and so forth. Yep, and on the 6th of October, the Austrians attacked Belgrade forts. What else did I mention here? Entente ministers in Sofia demand passports on the 5th of October. Of course, lots of people trying to get the hell out of where's Sofia? Is that in Bulgaria? I think so. Isn't it not? So there, obviously, people are saying, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, and on the 8th of October, Austro-Germans have entered Belgrade. The Serbs evacuate Belgrade by then for that little bit temporarily, and then come back in for a counterattack. Yep, and on the 11th of October, the Bulgarians attacked Serbs across the border, and today is the official day that they said, okay, let's do it. I also, on a side note, we won't get to it because, like I said, I want to get to Harro Bosma stuff relatively quickly. But there's a British submarine, got it in the links if you want to go look it up later for Wikipedia, but it had a great time this week and last week, and I think and a little later on in November as well, it nails a pretty big ship, German ship. But it says E-19 sank German torpedo boat destroyer on the 14th. But then earlier on, I think it nailed something like 4 other ships. It's been doing it. Yeah, it's been doing a real good job up in the Baltics there. So, and it eventually gets scuttled. From what I know later on, something about the Germans approaching at some point. So I don't know what that at that point is. It's way later in the war. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pop on the present the thing. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is going to be interesting. So I have to share this. Oh, there we go. So we're going to add this to the stage. Okay, so you can see that for now. So here we go. I'm going to show you this bit here. And then we're off to the Harro Bosma thing. I just wanted to mention this because I went to the World War I Museum and Memorial, and I can't see any listing of this happening, which I thought is a bit odd. So, I mean, they sent this to me as a reminder for me to renew my membership. It was coming up this year or at the end of the month. So anyways, this is on next weekend, and I thought, my gosh, wouldn't that be kind of nice to go and see? To see all these, I guess like a little tiny field hospital or whatever set up, in there for the weekend. I thought that would be great to see. But like I said, I went to the site to see if I could find something a bit better than just a scan of something that I got in the mail. But no, I could not. So here we go. This is what you're looking at. Here, I'm going to get rid of me, I think. Yep, there we go. Much, much, much better. So this is what Harro Bosma has written. And then we're going to look at that, and then we'll zip on over to BGG if you guys want. And hopefully that'll start clicking in some stuff for you guys to talk about. I guess I'll read it out. So Fantasy War Encounter, a large war game selection of all the publishers. This year, however, it was disappointing since they only had half the offering compared to previous years. So this is Harro Bosma, I'm quoting from him. I especially miss their magazine games. They used to have a ton of new as well as older ones. I was actually planning to get some of the games you have on your wall, but not a lot except for new editions. No purchases as they are expensive. Okay. And boy, oh boy, Harro Bosma, did you ever write a lot of stuff? I was doing this morning. I went, what the hell am I getting myself into? Cutting and pasting and making all these slides, for goodness sakes. So Udo Grebe Games, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. They used to be twice the size. Unfortunately, they only had half the offering compared to previous years. You did mention at first, Harro Bosma, which blew me away. I was like, are you sure you got the numbers right? You said something like 180,000 people at that convention. And I was like, I think you got a number wrong there. But no, you're right. And it made, it looked like Gen Con type of a thing. I was just like, holy smokes, like a lot of people. Udo Grebe has the rights to, yes, 193,000. I even got that number wrong. So I even, there you go. Essen is huge. Okay, so Meandering Mike knows about it as well. Before Corona, holy Jesus Christ. GMT in Germany, so the majority of their offering are GMT games, but they had only new titles and no older ones. They also did not have Compass Games, Legion, Danvers, Worthington, etc., and only a tiny offering of MMP. Yeah, I can't wait for other people to see all the games that you were looking at. Oh, did I do this twice? Yeah, so it looks like you can see what I was doing. My little didn't have to reformat, so I was cutting and pasting and then grabbing the old stuff. And all right. I had an eye on the following games. MMP's GTS Briefing Strike, Counter-Strike available, but I thought it was too expensive, 71 euros. Decision Games available, good price, 91 euros, but I did not budget my purchase of the SPW game. I unexpectedly saw a lone copy. Yeah, it was so nice, so neat to hear that you had snagged that. Of a copy of Eastern Front 1914-1917, which I bought for 85 euros. So in the end, I passed on the Decision Games game. VUCA Simulations, relatively new publisher with superb looking games. Red Strike. I spoke to Yves Rittel, the designer, on 2 days. A great guy, and they had a copy which looked just amazing. I'll purchase this game on pre-order until mid-November. He told me he's working on an extension of Red Stripe, but more interestingly, also on a game Falklands 1982 with the same system. Harro Bosma, Battles in the East, Volume 1 for DG. Yes, I remember seeing that on the way back when on the pre-order, and I was kind of like, should I go for that or not? Meandering Mike says, Udo Grebe did Assyrian Wars. Oh my God. Okay. Now that's starting to click in. All right. Oh my God. That is a game I just want to pick up, just obviously for obvious reasons. Assyrian, like I said, I used to be that way. The way I am with World War I is the way I used to be with Assyria. Well, specifically with Ashurbanipal. I also spoke to the designer of Crossing the Line and Patrick, the owner of VUCA. He's very young, mid-30s, and has a very clear vision on the gameplay and quality. All of their games look amazing. Breathing the Period, Donnerschlag, Traces of War, and Chase the Bismarck. And like I said, we're going to go on to BGG and take a look at these puppies. Thank you, Harro Bosma. Thank you for finding out about this. Because as you know, we've been, Josh Davis, very clear, very concise, very German, remember, we've been looking at this game, 1916 Romania, Prelude to Blitzkrieg, and going, the guy's still looking for a publisher. We were looking at the maps, all solid, or looking at drooling over them and so on and so forth. Patrick told me he's contemplating the shift the system from offensive outruns to knock Paris. Meandering Mike, VUCA has made a big entry into the war game market, quality titles, and I know all I know is I keep hearing the name often, but that's all I know. We still have to be patient though. So you're gonna at some point, Harro Bosma, I would certainly like to know a bit more about this, because I didn't even know about, I don't know. I've heard of Knock Paris. I have no idea about the offensive one that you're mentioning, and so on and so forth. Other games played: Warlord Miniatures, Black Powder. Played a bit with their Waterloo module. Simple miniature system, great looking tiny miniatures. I particularly like the Pike and Shot box, 130 euros with 2 armies. If I go for miniatures in the future, I will definitely look at Warlord. Good quality, accessible rules, and a reasonable price. And you probably know this, Harro Bosma and others, on videos, from their company as well, going through, giving you lots of tutorials. Spielworks, Hissy Cat Studio. I have Chase of the Bismarck, top shelf quality. Okay. We're going to go take a look at it too, I hope. Harro Bosma, yes, Patrick is thinking about a World War I series, but Patrick is very particular. He plays all games in detail, then decides. He sometimes offloads anticipated games. Okay. Gamer tried to explain Weimar. Very interesting topic, great production. It has elements of Die Macher and GMT's Churchill and Versailles. Charles Latora, VUCA Across the Boog River. Beautiful game. Darn it. Yes, I think I've seen, and I actually wanted to just get the game just for the map. Actually, I was like, oh my God. It looked, you're darn right. Hopefully we'll yet again get to take a look at all these things. At Spiel Bar, I missed out on Elusive Victory. The next day, as someone already snatched it, but bought Hunters from the Sky for 24 euros. I passed on Victory in the West. No purchases at VUCA. I will try Red Strike later. Meandering Mike, Warlords is 28 millimeters. I decided not to do their Napoleonic stuff and go 1:72 instead. Yeah, and I don't know about how many figures you need for Black Powder or whatever, Meandering Mike, but my God, it could get expensive, especially with the 28 millimeter Napoleonics and whatnot. Personally, that's the road I went to. I went to 172 when I was doing my Napoleonics for cost effectiveness. So it's just like I can't, and the plastics for sure. So conclusion. Meandering Mike says, I do have Warlord for Vikings and Saxons. Oh, interesting. I wonder if is that more skirmish oriented? That would be neat. Conclusion. Despite the decline in war game offerings, I had a wonderful time. Did not buy a lot as I have to invest in the game table now, but it was great fun. Time flies and we have to wait another year, but honestly, these days have always been the highlights of the year. Harro, Bosma, cool. No, I'm so happy you did this, man. It is awesome. Thank you so much. So there we go. Now we're going to go to the. I got to make this window a little bit so I can actually. I've got to do this horrible thing with. I can get rid of the John Pershing thing, and then I'll put on there, and now I can go to. And remember, please let me know if you go. Hey, this is it's really tiny. I can't see what is being displayed because I'm not having my window full on the browser you're about to see, and then we're going to go to it. Okay, I'm going to present. Yeah, I think I mentioned to you guys after this, I'm going to eat something, and then I'm off to the War Museum to go to that plastic model show. Manny Mike, thank you for the con update, Harro. You're darn right. That was amazing. Like really, really good. It wasn't just like a couple of words of like I was just like, that's why I was saying to you, Harro Bosma, earlier in the week. I was like, I hope you don't mind, but can I please? There we go. So you can see that full on. Yay! I wanted. I was like, I wanted to cut and paste, but obviously I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to, piss you off or something. So, which war museum? Josh Davis says. Josh Davis. I live in Ottawa, Canada, and Harro Bosma. It was fun to write. Relive the moments. Awesome. Charles Latora, the French Nap infantry I'm building our warlord. Oh, cool. Well, there. Okay, you're going to have to tell us even a little bit more then. And yet again, like I said, Charles Latora, I can't wait to see how in the world you managed to fit so many of those dudes on a 50 millimeter base. I'm like, okay, let's see this happen. There's going to be a lot of, elbows rubbing, I think. Anyways, Josh Davis, the War Museum is in Ottawa, and I'm a lucky fellow that since it's the capital of Canada, there's a lot of things here. And anyways, there's a thing called Capcom 2023. I don't know. I don't know if it's in the link at the that I put it in my links under the description in YouTube. But it's a plastic model show that hasn't been on for a while. I think since before the pandemic. Anyways, I'm expecting it to be huge. I'm bringing my TARDIS with me and a couple of extra bags. And I'm hoping to God that I'll be coming home with a lot of World War I related plastic model kits. Charles Latora, easy to build, just head and backpack to glue on. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so we're here. Like I said, I think, let's just go one after the other. Like I said, I don't know any of these games, so you're going to have to help me out here, everybody else. And you guys can see this? Good. Let's just go to, we'll take a look quickly at Hissy Cat Studios. Is entering any of your builds? No, my God, no. No. Even though, interestingly enough, Hissy Cat Studio that you mentioned that, there is a new category this year called newcomer category or whatever. Manny Mike says shoulder to shoulder, a thing to behold there as they march toward their doom. Yes. Wait till you see Manny Mike. I can't, or maybe you have. I'm just like, you've got to be joking. So on the 9th of November, I'm not going to read the whole bloody thing here because we got so many games to go through. But so this is one that you were saying that you're, so Harro Bosma, fill us in as we go along here because, if you can. I'm just going to go straight to the images. No, I'm not going to do that, man. So this, the one you were saying, perhaps you were saying, that was the last one you were mentioning that you said, ooh, interesting. Oh, I did find out a Harro Bosma on a side note watching the Essen Spiel thing that the public transit there is called the Metro, just like they do in Montreal. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'm assuming you did not have to take it since you said that you lived about 35 kilometers away or something. So I don't know what kind of whatever. But anyways, this is it kind of like the Versailles type of thing, game, whatever. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to my profile. And then let's go to, yes. So my gosh, Harro Bosma. And there it is. VUCA simulations. Remember, Harro Bosma says, I walked by it and it got explained. If you fight each other too much, NS DAP auto win. That's DAP. Hex to Hex cannot play games in that format. Yeah, you mean like that type of... yeah, I have not done that. And you know what, Hex to Hex, interesting that you mentioned that, because I've got, darn it, what is that game I have upstairs? It's from Compass. It's a World War I strategic thing. And it's the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I know, same thing. I would like to Hex to Hex, because I like the subject matter, and I would like to get into the whatevers, but I don't think I could, what is the one upstairs? Imperial Tide. That's it. I'm like, I don't know if it's same thing as Paths of Glory. I'm just not really sure if I'm, my brain is, but yet again, it's just maybe biased. So here's, like I said, Harro Bosma, to find out that these guys finally have a publisher is fantastic. Because, man, we've been following these guys for quite some time. Look at this. Just a sweetheart. Look at this map. It is just so beautiful. I mean, for me, anyways, it's got everything I like. It's nice contrast. It's not overpowering. Massive. You can distinguish the counters a mile away. The whole line. Oh my God! Is that a plane or something? It looks like it, eh? Interesting. It looks like maybe there's they're doing some. How do I get back? Okay, there, goody. Yes, fingers crossed. Harro Bosma says Hextex and 4 turns into Barbarossa AGC. So that's okay, and that was a sweetheart looking map too. So that's okay. Hold on, Army Group Center. Okay, hold on here. Remind me, Hex to Hex, about which one came out first, because I do know I picked that one up. I haven't taken it out of the shrink, but there was one that came out like reissued a year ago or something like that. Meandering Mike says, love that map for 1916. I know. Oh my gosh. Imagine Harro Bosma says, in very mobile warfare for World War I. Yes. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. It's just, hey, like some people, they just know how to do it right. Look at that, eh? Hextax, I'm playing the older AGC, even though I have 2 of the new ones. Okay. Anyways, this is going to be, I can't wait to, well, obviously I have to wait, but I'm very eager to, especially just all these little things, like these little marker type of things like this. I don't know, this really gets me off. I like that stuff. It's just, I'm just so impressed that, I wonder if that's like a before and after thing, and the one on the left is the after or something. But boy, oh boy. I can almost do like an hour just staring at this thing, man. All right, let's go to some other stuff, because we're just gonna blow out. And there's so many games you mentioned, Harro Bosma. So the next one is Chase of the Bismarck, and you said you've got this. You've got this Hissy Cat Studio. I think you mentioned, and you said it's a quality product. So let's take a look. Aircraft. So obviously it's World War. Whoa, interesting. On a side note, I was at the thrift store a couple of days ago, and I noticed. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but Hissy Cat Studio says, "I'm finally getting the game on the table today. Silent War 2.0. It's been too long." Hissy Cat Studio. Yep, I own it. Okay. So nice. All right, let's get on to another dude. Which one's this? Did we? Oh, am I going backwards? So yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to worry, because I see how it's doing it. So there's Traces of War you mentioned. Another VUCA game. Holy moly. Meandering Mike says, I've been having to watch the budget, so didn't get Bismarck. Okay. Traces of War. Well, there's enough half decent looking. Is that kind of like a pseudo, like a, you know what I mean? Like an overlay of like a topo over, you know what I mean? Interesting. That's the thing it kind of reminded me of. I saw a black and white jigsaw puzzle, and I'd never seen one before. I thought that was really really fascinating. So I just want to find out what this game is about. Traces of War is a two-player game that simulates the intense fighting between Axis and Soviet forces after the Battle of Kursk. Okay, so I've got that one done. And then this one I've seen a lot of people mention it. I don't know, Manuel makes it okay. It's just it keeps jerking the thing here. So we'll get to this. Hex to Hex, I need to message Patrick to see if he has a copy of Across the Boob laying around. I don't think it got enough review. Oh, yes, please then. So Donner Schlag, I don't know what you guys think of the cover. I find these interesting. Isn't there one of Decision Games that has almost identical to this Scorpion? I think it even uses the same type of picture. But obviously the Scorpion one, I think, is for the desert thing or whatever, but it looks awfully similar to me. Manny Mike says, if I don't watch the budget, my wife might divorce me. Oh my God. So, well, that's interesting. I like the, it doesn't seem too busy, the counters. All right, let's go to another one. Which one did you? So we haven't done this one yet. Crossing the Line, or have we? No. Have we? No, we have not. So this one's about Crossing the Line, Aachen, 1944. Yeah, this is all stuff you guys know stuff about, and I don't have a clue. Izzy Cat Studio, I'm single, I'll have to watch the budget. Oh. It's a nice looking map. Oh, interesting. I like, well, it's just the shovel stuff and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I always like looking at other counters and go, what can you be repurposed for? And who's this by? Designer Dirk Blenneman, publisher Banana Games. VUCA Simulations. Is this like, I guess they're doing this thing, and there's the other, we haven't done Red Strike. Hex to Hex, the Aachen, I play tested it is very good. It is a remake, but very well done. Okay, thanks, Hex to Hex. And here again is that type of, I find them, I don't know, it's something about the covers, this type of cover, I find it's interesting. How Bosma lives close to Aachen. He also did the SPI version. Cool. Air, land, and naval combat in Central Europe in 1989. Holy Jesus. And yeah, you said you got to actually talk to this designer. That's so neat. Whoa, what a small footprint. Whoa. What the hell's going on with this? That's strange. Don't you guys? A designer of Red Strike did not like the cover. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if it was like just the pictures or whatnot or whatever. Manny Mike says Red Strike is going to be huge. The number of counters. Oh. Okay, let's go to the next ones. But VUCA decided tough. Did we do this guy? No. Victory in the West. Plan yellow. GMT now. We're into that world. Okay. Hissy Studio says, I like the cover. What I like is that color combination and that interesting angular look to the pictures. I find really neat. So let's go to this guy. 1940. Whoa, interesting. I wonder what scale that puppy is. You guys would probably be able to know just looking at some of, some of the geographical areas and go, okay, that's, probably, hold on. I think I just saw something here. What did that say? I thought I'd seen what it had said, but I guess not. All right. Oh, wow. I don't understand how I got this much bigger. Harro Bosma's original cover was a Sequoia on an afterburner. Okay, I don't know. Well, you guys would know. Wonder what those are. That's a bridge. Yep, I guess bridge. Bridge broken. Boy, I wouldn't mind having those counters then. Okay, let's go to another one. And Hunters from the Sky. Meandering Mike says 1940 plan yellow is 11 kilometers per hex. Thanks. 11 kilometers per hex. Okay, so it's about, how would I put that? Double the scale, I guess, of Der Weltkrieg. Interesting. Okay, let's go to here, and I'll try this thing here and see if that worked again. It did. Okay. So where's this, guys? Hunters from the Sky. Parakeet Hill, you guys would know. Vineyard Ridge. Josh Davis, Harro, what is a Sequoia? Yeah, that's what I also want to know. So thanks for asking, Josh Davis. Charles Latora, we'll try to do another turn in Konigsberg today. Hopefully not been running on full thrusters late. Yeah, it's because you had your you had your little food coma yesterday, didn't you? Harro Bosma says Sequoia is a Russian fighter from the 70s. Meandering Mike Malima, is that how you say it? Charles Latora, yes, Crete. Is this so this is Crete? Oh, interesting. And Josh Davis, thanks you, Harro Bosma, if you didn't see. Okay. All right, let's go to here. So anyways, I will, yet again, I'm going to bang on again. You guys want to watch a free movie on YouTube in fantastic quality, Peter the First, in subtitles, knock your socks off. And you want to get a full-on, and it was not, everybody's evil and Serbia is wonderful, that type of stuff. Obviously it's from the Serbian perspective, but I mean, give me a break. So Elusive Victory. And maybe I should read a little bit so I don't know what the heck's going on. This is the cool thing. So has there been a lot of things going on about the 50th anniversary of Yom Kippur and all that stuff? I'm wondering if a lot of people have been getting into it. Oh yeah, I said I could do that. What in the world's he doing? I guess that must be I guess maybe is that probably one of your little, that could almost be like a sarcastic picture that Meandering Mike would do, talking about trying to clip the counters of the Blue Panther ones. Charles Latora, Habit do not really have space for it. Which one? This one here, or the one that Meandering Mike was saying is going to be huge? Ooh, my. I like that. So is that what? Is that like an old version to the new version or something? Or Harro Bosma says, shame I did not buy day one, was 36 euros. Changed my mind, but it was gone. This one in particular, or the one we were just looking at? Harro Bosma, I should go and read your thing so I'll know. Profile. I think we could have maybe finished, have we? Harro Bosma, and then we'll just maybe go quickly through. So I did this one. Is anyone's I missed here, Harro Bosma? Oh, I did actually want to show it. So I did actually do it. Charles Latora says Hunters. Am I saying it right? Maleme or Malim game. Harro Bosma, Elusive Victory. I bought the Crete game. Okay, thanks. So here's the one I did actually want to was going to be the the random game of the BGG random game of the week that I picked, Les Nettoyeurs, which I guess is the cleaners in English. But this wanted to, so this was going to be we're here anyways, taking a look. So and it looks, one thing I did find interesting about this one. Hold on, before we go to the images, let's go back to take a look at this here quickly. So this is it's a World War I tactical game on trench fights. A player tries to take over and clear an enemy trench using bags of grenades and a flamethrower, and the defender has to defend it using machine gun, barbed wire, and mines. Does anybody know about Ve Victus? Anyways, I did go to their site. They've got a ton of. They don't have this one actually, ironically, but they have a ton of back issues and games available. We'll hopefully maybe go zip on over it very quickly to take a look. But I thought this was kind of an interesting take on. Almost reminds me of what we call Stratego or something. I don't know if that's how it's played, but looks rather nice. This I thought was so neat is that someone went berserk and decided, I keep forgetting I can, it doesn't seem to have done much. Okay. Hex to Hex says GMT sells Ve Victus now. Okay. Harro Bosma, yes, it is from Hexasim. Very reasonable and affordable games from France. And you know what, Harro Bosma, that I noticed when I was finding out more about this game this week is the designer is extremely responsive to answering questions, which I thought was great on BGG. And he just kept coming back and saying, and he was also, please let me know how you thought of the game, and so on and so forth. I was like, wow, that's really nice. So, Hex to Hex, lightweight games have a couple, very lightweight. Okay, look at that, eh? And you know what, Harro Bosma, that you mentioned, you're like, you think the plane that goes by my house is a Spad. And I was staring at the models last night on my war table, and I'm not a big fan of the sock with camo. It's too thin looking. I love the box, the big thick box of the Spad. I like that. But I so want to get a Halberstadt D5. Please have one today at the thing. But I think this guy did a really darn good job, because at first when I saw those styrofoam blocks, I was like, is this guy nuts? Like, does he know what he's getting into? Like carving styrofoam? Like, welcome to 4 trillion. But well done, my friend. Well done. And obviously modular. The guy can just go berserk with his trench stuff. I thought that was kind of totally cool. All right. And let's quickly go off to Ve Victus if I can. Hold on, I got to get to the links, and then we can quickly take a look at their stuff. But we're basically more or less finished, which is kind of neat. There's so much stuff, like I said, in the links, man, that I would love to chat about with you guys. There's just no way. Darn it, I think I may not have the Ve Victus here up there, do I? No, I don't see it. No, I don't think so. Did I leave it? Oh, actually, maybe I'll just type it in, you tit. Hold on here. We'll go to towards the thing. There's Ve Victus. And I have I'll just type in the copy. There go. See if that works. Aha! Okay, so I have been here. You guys can still see this. There, excellent. So there we are. Yeah, so I went there. Well, you guys already know about this. BGG is not good at consistently having magazine series landing pages. Thanks, Meandering Mike, for mentioning. Hello, William Arends. A late hello from Simcoe, Norfolk Country, Ontario. Boy, you're getting around lately at a rainy harvest parade. Like you, 2 weeks ago, you're in Paris. 3 weeks ago, we're not going to say where. And then, yes, I love Josh Davis, I love DuckDuckGo. It's a great search engine. Pussycat Studio, off to cook some bacon and eggs. We'll listen in the background. Awesome. Great to see you, man. And I hope you have a great weekend. Harro Bosma, very true, Mike. He mentions about BGG. Yeah, William Arends, and you were over at, what was it, your brother-in-law's wedding there, or wedding anniversary in New Jersey last week, I think it was. So there you go. Yeah, there's a bunch of games here. I was like, okay, and they seem rather interesting. And Hex to Hex is saying lightweight, so I guess that means like perhaps, oh, look at that. A good afternoon game for people popping over, which I think is not too bad. Yeah, there's no way, guys. I'm going to, we'll probably just end it off here, and maybe I'll chit chat about some other stuff. Look at all the other links. I'm just looking here, and I'll just get overloaded. But I do want to mention this one, and we're going to pop it over here because this fascinates the living dickens out of me. We're not going to play it, but I'm sure Kilroy was here, wouldn't get upset. You guys can see that. Excellent. I'll put it on full on size. And the reason why I wanted, we're not going to show it, is Kilroy was here, has been doing a lot of these postcardy type or extremely small footprint games. And Hissy Cat Studio and Meandering Mike are two people, obviously, right off the bat that I think about when I see these things. It's also when I saw him explain the mechanisms for this game, I went, oh my gosh, does this ever look like it's got a lot of potential? I want to find out more about this. More about this. So it's from Micro whatever. Hold on, I think he actually so it's Battle Card Series 1. You guys may know about it, but it's from Micro something or other. Anyways, that's it. I just thought this was fascinating. Like I said, there's 4 trillion things I could talk to you about. Hold on, I'm going to get rid of... There, I did it. Point. Okay, now we're back to normal. I'm just going to do, like I said, I'm not going to share anymore. I'm just going to, we'll do a quickie chat because it's 3 minutes and there's way too many things to do. So anyways, I'm going to say, well, first off, thank you so much, Harro Bosma, for providing so much material. This was your show, for crying out loud. So thank you so much. And obviously, thanks for everybody else for popping over. It was great. I love, like I said before, it motivates me to keep on trucking this way. And I cannot wait to start talking about more of the stuff that it's been going on. With World War I and whatever. Abstacks, was that an actual game or a postcard to send to someone? I know, Harro Bosma. You're very welcome, Harro Bosma. Abstacks, I know. It was weird. A long time ago at Can Games, I played, maybe 10 years ago. I think it was the first postcard game I played. And I was like, what the hell am I doing here? Playing this dinky little thing. But it was actually half decent. Josh Davis said, I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm glad you had a good time. And I hope to see you next week or whenever you can, man. They're fun. It's just that, anyways, like I said, if you're interested in trying to figure out different ways or like, oh boy, I wouldn't mind trying to try that mechanism or a different mechanism with a certain game. It's got some interesting ideas. I was like, oh, I love this ideas. For me, it was the logistical, like it's just super simple. But I was like, oh my God, I could see little bits of decision making. Okay, do you press your troops further ahead and you're not waiting for potential, like you're going to have logistical issues later? Or do you pounce now because you have a better chance of nailing them before they bring in reinforcements? That type of stuff. I was like, ooh, this is really nice. XTX, good stuff, Chris. Now I need to go catch up on your last DW video. Good one, and good to hear about that. You're going to start popping off some videos for you, whatever. Like I said, to me, you're like the just the way you get into your narrative, and also I can hear it in your voice. For Christ's sakes, when you're into it, like when you get into a game, you can hear it, man. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like, yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm really into. Meandering says, I can't find battle card, the Malayan campaign on BGG. That's why I think I was also looking for it there too, and I couldn't find it. William Harris says, World War I seems to be one conflict not yet covered by the micro games. Just saying. And there's a lot of stuff there, my friends. Charles Latora, ciao to all, be safe, be well. Yep, that's it. It's 11 o'clock. Woo! We did it. Thanks a lot, guys. And hopefully next time I see you guys, video or whatever wise, I look like a shopping cart lady full of plastic model kits. Okay, I hope you have a great weekend. See you later. Thanks to you so much. Bye, guys.